Welcome back, Steelers Nation. This is that time of the week where I get to kick back and chat with you all one-on-one, breaking down everything you want to know about our beloved black and gold. I love this segment because it's real talk, no fluff, just us diving deep into all things Steelers, answering your questions and sharing thoughts on what's going on with the team as we head into another season full of promise and excitement. So, if you're new around here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button right now because this channel is the biggest and most interactive Steelers community out there, where we deliver daily content without charging a dime. We keep the conversation alive all week long with polls, live streams, and of course, these mailbag sessions where you send in your questions and I bring you the answers. Now, let's jump right into some of the burning questions you've sent. And Justin dropped a great one asking if Aaron Rodgers could actually help the Steelers' defense during camp and practices by exploiting their weaknesses, given his insane football IQ. That's an interesting angle. Rodgers is definitely one of the smartest quarterbacks ever to step onto the field, and his ability to read defenses is elite, but honestly, I don't think the Steelers' defense is lacking leadership or intelligence in that regard. They've got a solid, veteran unit that knows what they're doing. What Rodgers can do, though, is expose small cracks here and there in practice, forcing the coaching staff to make adjustments and sharpen their approach before the season kicks off. I expect this defense to be one of the best in the league this year, no doubt, with the deepest and most talented pass rushers in football, a linebacker corps that's both young and dynamic featuring guys like Patrick Queen and Pat Wilson, and a secondary that blends experience with athleticism in Minkah Fitzpatrick, Deshaun Elliott, and Juan Thornhill. The Steelers look well-rounded and tough to crack. Throw in an improved quarterback room, led by Rodgers himself, and you've got a defense ready to dominate. Stryker's question wasn't exactly a question, but more of a statement with a hopeful edge. He believes the Steelers could shock the top dogs this year, especially since they're flying under the radar. He's curious if Roman Wilson will step up, given that the team hasn't added another new wide receiver. Now, the truth is, Roman Wilson is still a bit of a mystery at the NFL level. He barely saw the field last season, so we don't have a huge sample size to judge him by. That said, he has the tools and the style that remind me of Randall Cobb, a quick, shifty player who can create separation and make plays in the slot. Considering Aaron Rodgers' history with Cobb, there's reason to be optimistic that Wilson could thrive with Rodgers throwing him the ball. But until we see him take those snaps and actually make plays consistently, it's all projection. So, I want to hear from you. Do you think Roman Wilson will hit over or under 4.5 touchdowns this season? Drop your guess in the comments. Moving on. Shaker Hand brought up an excellent point about the evolution of the game toward offense-heavy playstyles, referencing rule changes like those affecting tackling and the way defensive backs can play receivers. He asked if there's still room for teams like the Steelers, who want to build their identity on defense and smart game management. The answer is a resounding yes. It's true that football today favors offense more than ever, and having an elite offense is often essential to winning championships. But defense still wins games, and teams with strong, disciplined defenses can absolutely compete at the highest level. Just look at the Philadelphia Eagles last year. They leaned on a dominant defense, a tough running game, and efficient quarterback play. The Steelers seem to be aiming for that blueprint. Build a strong defense, improve the run game with young talent like Caleb Johnson and an offensive line that's poised to get better, and trust Aaron Rodgers to manage the passing game effectively. This approach won't be easy, and the team will need to hit on multiple fronts, but it's a realistic path to contending. There was also a hot topic about Jalen Ramsey and what kind of impact he'd have if he joined the Steelers, possibly in a trade scenario with Miami. The speculation on draft picks exchange and players involved is exciting to think about, but what's more important is how Ramsey's presence would change the defense, given that the Steelers usually play a nickel defense, meaning they often have 3 cornerbacks on the field simultaneously. Adding Ramsey alongside Darius Slay and Joey Porter Jr. could create one of the most formidable secondary groups in the league. Ramsey playing in the nickel package means Slay might take fewer snaps in base formations, but with his experience and age, it would be manageable and beneficial for the defense's overall effectiveness. I think Slay would welcome the competition and the boost Ramsey brings, because it strengthens the team's chances to shut down opposing offenses. Speaking of veterans, let's talk about Aaron Rodgers himself, who is officially the starting quarterback for the Steelers this season after a long wait. He brings a wealth of experience and skill to the position, and many believe he is the best quarterback the franchise has had in years. That's a bold statement, but there's good reason behind it. His ability to control the game, read defenses, and deliver accurate throws elevates the entire offense. Alongside him, the team might add new weapons to complement the likes of DK Metcalf, which could push this passing attack to a new level. The offensive line remains a critical piece of the puzzle, as protecting Rodgers and opening lanes for the running game are essential for sustained success. One of the questions touched on Zach Frazier and whether he could make the Pro Bowl this year. From what we've seen, Frazier is quietly becoming one of the best centers in football. His rookie season showed promise, and with the experience gained, he's poised to be a rock-solid anchor for the Steelers' offensive line for years to come. That kind of stability in the middle is priceless when building a competitive offense. The ongoing saga with contracts, particularly concerning TJ Watt and how the Steelers might manage their cap space to bring in additional pieces like receivers, tight ends, or corners, was also brought up. It's complex, but the general consensus is that the team can work around these constraints by restructuring deals and carefully allocating resources. Adding players like Jalen Ramsey or Amari Cooper is not out of the question, and the front office will maneuver to keep their star players while improving the roster where it counts. There was also a conversation about Keenan Allen and whether he'd be a fit for Pittsburgh. While Allen has expressed reservations about playing in a city that's different from LA or Chicago in terms of lifestyle and entertainment, he hasn't completely closed the door on the Steelers. Personally, I think Amari Cooper fits better with Rodgers' style and the team's needs, but you never know how things might shake out in the offseason. The offensive line remains the biggest question mark for this team's success. If it falters again, it could derail their chances at contending. The run game depends on solid blocking, and protecting Rodgers, who is 41 and not as mobile as in his prime, is critical. If the line performs well, the Steelers could have a breakthrough year. If not, their ceiling is going to be limited, plain and simple. It's a make-or-break element for this season. Finally, some asked about outside opinions, like those from ESPN analysts, and whether they watch enough film to have a valid take on the Steelers. The truth is, many analysts do their homework, but they often come from different perspectives. Some see limitations in the roster or coaching that make them skeptical, while fans and optimists like us want to believe in the potential of the young players and the improvements the team is making. Ultimately, the proof will be on the field. So that's where we stand heading into this season. Lots of excitement, some uncertainties, and a ton of reasons to tune in and watch how it all unfolds. Keep those questions coming, and I'll keep breaking down everything Steelers for you week after week. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers, and don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. A tremor of excitement, laced with an undeniable sense of possibility, is rippling through the Steel City. Whispers growing louder by the day suggest that Tyreek Hill, the electrifying wide receiver known as Cheetah, could soon be donning the black and gold of the Pittsburgh Steelers. While nothing is confirmed, the mere prospect has ignited a fervor among the Steelers faithful, who envision a dynamic shift in the team's offensive prowess. The chatter gained significant traction following the recent departure of wide receiver George Pickens from the Steelers, a move that left a notable void in the team's receiving corps. Could this have been a calculated maneuver to pave the way for a blockbuster acquisition? Speculation is rife that the Steelers are aggressively pursuing a game-changing talent, and Hill, currently with the Miami Dolphins, undoubtedly fits that description. Sources close to the situation, remaining anonymous amidst the swirling rumors, hint at a growing discontent for Hill in Miami, despite his undeniable talent. There have been murmurs about his long-term future with the Dolphins, particularly concerning contractual elements. Hill signed a lucrative 4-year, $120 million contract with Miami in 2022, a deal that made him the highest-paid wide receiver at the time. However, the intricacies of NFL contracts and salary cap dynamics often create windows of opportunity for unexpected moves. Imagine the sheer speed and playmaking ability Hill would bring to Pittsburgh. His arrival could instantly elevate the Steelers' offensive scheme, providing a deep threat that has been sorely missed and opening up possibilities for other weapons. The thought of Hill catching passes in a Steelers uniform is enough to send shivers down the spines of opposing defensive coordinators. While such a high-profile trade would undoubtedly involve significant assets and intricate cap management, The Steelers have shown in the past a willingness to make bold moves for championship contention. The city is holding its breath, waiting to see if this tantalizing rumor transforms into a jubilant reality. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.